Hey guys, we're back. I'm Shane.
Zakk.
Back with the Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 3. This is currently just the thing I'm most excited about. I want to jump in, but real quick, what happened last time?
They were on that shitty-ass ice planet with the shitty-ass ice spiders.
Yeah, I don't know what that's called. When people saw, I think, the trailer, they're like, oh, that's Ilum, which is, it's an important planet. That's where Starkiller base is. Well, I won't say it.
Oh, well, okay.
I don't want to get into more.
The best part of it was just, Baby Yoda eating the eggs, the frog eggs.
Yeah, it was called the Passenger. He has to take her there sub Lightspeed because Lightspeed will kill the eggs.
Sorry.
Yeah. Baby Yoda child. Lightspeed will kill the eggs, and because of that, they got caught by the New Republic.
New Republic Patrol.
Which was Trapper Wolf, Dave Filoni, and some other guy. I don't know his name, but it said in the subtitle. But I guess he's some famous cosplayer. Dave Filoni saw him at a convention. Hey, I like you.
Gave him the job.
You should be. Yeah, I guess that's what happened. But they want to go to Trask because Trask is where the Frog Lady's husband is, who carved out a home. She took the vocabulary. It was like, hey, honor your Mandalorian code, or is it just a fairy tale? It's cool. We had some Ralph McQuarrie spiders. I found out that was original Ralph McQuarrie art, which I have reacted to Rebels, obviously. I'll take this guy through it too. We do see those spiders in Rebels as well. I don't even know if I knew then or if maybe I don't remember, but they were Ralph McQuarrie as well. Anyways, I want to jump into this episode. I figured they're limping on their way to Trask after, they had to basically...
Ship was fucked up.
The ship was so screwed up they had to stay in the main compartment.
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing he could pressurize.
Yeah.
So, alright guys, we're going to start. Let's do it now.
Once we're through the atmosphere, there should be just enough fuel to slow us down. If we don't burn to a crisp.
Guarantee Han can do it.
He'd try anyway.
Yeah.
Han had balls.
I know you saw...
So Mando.
I know you... Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. But
Come up here, I need your hands.
I mean, he was just a bona fide pilot, Han.
Yeah.
You saw 7 where he did that manual re-entry into Starkiller base.
Can you do that?
Where he just went right to the surface and stopped so he can avoid he can avoid the sensors.
Oh shit. That was nice. That was a nice intro.
That was cool. And I love how, kind of like Han, like he's a badass, but he's not perfect.
Yeah, it's kind of like clumsy shit still happens to him.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If Obi-Wan was here, he would go another happy landing. Hey!
I don't know if I'm touched or disturbed. Goddamn frogs. Some hooded woman. Like that freaking guy.
Looks like a gorgeous WWE wrestler. Would you want your chatter coming out of that thing?
Like I'm pumping oil into a machine.
Yeah. Look at him, he's so cute. Fuck that.
Don't play with your food.
You seek others of your kind.
Have you seen them?
I can bring you to them.
I think he looks better than the Mon Cal. The Mon Cal's eyes weren't moving as much as I wanted them to. Even though they
Well,
look...
he looks good. It was just how he talks is so stereotypical and funny.
Yeah.
I can take you to them.
There's some... Now this is cool, man.
It is. Reminds me of Samurai Jack. Because there's a ship in Samurai Jack in the last season.
What's what?
This is a boat.
What the fuck?
I told you.
Jeez!
I told you something was gonna fucking happen.
Beskar is ours.
Dirty fucking squids.
Fucking squid fucks. Fucking Corans.
I told you.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh shit, dude. Oh fuck.
I've been searching for more of our kind.
Well, lucky we found you.
Oh, it is! It's bo-katan.
Requested to deliver this child.
Bo-Katan Peninsula.
Oh, took the helmets off. Which, I know they do that, but I don't know why he has his on all the time.
You are not Mandalorian. He's one of
That's Katie Sackhoff. She plays the voice of bo-katan.
one of what?
I don't know who bo-katan is. I know bo-katan is a place in the United States.
There is only one way. The way of the Mandalore.
That's what I said. This is the way. I can't believe. Oh, dude, it looks just like her.
They probably based it off of her. It was her voice.
She's in Battlestar Galactica, like when she was younger. She's big, yeah.
Like I said, she was in that show Longmire on Netflix.
I'm gonna kill your pet.
He didn't kill your brother. I did.
I just can't believe it.
Buy you a drink.
I don't know. Them popping in and saving his ass twice.
You are going to stay here. So I want you to be respectful and mind your manners.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm talking about.
That's a good shot. Damn. They're just annihilating everyone, man.
That's useless.
He's like, man, they're as good as me.
What's going on? How many of them are there?
Dude, I love that guy.
Predator style.
Yeah. And also, they can see, I think it's like 360 degrees.
So it's kind of like a Gundam cockpit.
Yeah.
You
Like,
know that
I believe
not
that's
really-
yeah, I believe that's the case. They can see really well.
he looks like he's gonna die soon.
He looks like a coward. But he's in the front, so well. He's right there. He shot one time. All of them. Dude, she looks so fucking good in live action. You see his look of relief. God.
The cargo control area.
Where?
The cargo control area.
Dumbass.
There is something I need if I am to rule Mandalore, something that was once mine. They know where it is.
How far have they gotten?
They've breached the cargo hold and taken everything but the bridge. We require immediate backup.
Get him.
They've taken
I
that
just
much.
blow up the ship.
I'm afraid that's no longer an option. You know what to do. Long live the Empire.
Long live the Empire.
It's easy to say when you're not the one saying self-destruct here.
Man, this guy's knew the whole time. Like, oh, something's
Yeah. Why did nobody else think of this?
I think he just has a lot of the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet Jesus. And no one hits him in any part that is not covered by the armor. Come on.
Look at how committed he is to dying.
Yeah.
The dark saber. Does he have it?
You're asking. You already know.
But you will take me to him.
You might let me live, but he won't.
The cyanide pill.
Yeah.
Go.
You hear that noise?
The foundling to the city of Caladan on the forest planet of Corvus. There you will find Ahsoka Tano.
Mm-hmm.
You resent my book.
Fuck! I just spit.
You just spit.
Your bravery will not be forgotten.
I'll be damned.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Hey, put your fucking helmet back on.
God. Sweet Lord.
Ahsoka. Oh, you
Hey.
know she survives the purge then.
Yeah.
So
That's... Well, I mean, does she? Or is it really Ahsoka? You know?
Thank you for watching him.
fish nets and rope. Pulling everything out.
Mon Calamari. Unbelievable.
I always had a fear when I was a little kid of something going on the ceiling and coming down my face.
Like a weird ass looking
I think I saw
starfish thing.
like a some alien tentacle thing like that.
Maybe just dropped on it and he just ate it.
There's that little pieces coming off.
I'm taking you, but it's gonna be a bumpy ride.
I hate turbulence. Ugh. Little piece fell off. Bryce Dallas Howard, too. Alright, so the first thing for me, the name drop. They name dropped, and I have no idea why, Ahsoka Tano.
They said why.
What do you mean?
Fuck you. Because...
Okay, so I was... Okay, guys, I had a dilemma here because I'm taking Zakk through one of the greatest Star Wars things ever created. And I want him to be able to...
Mandalorian is pretty fucking good. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
It's got the right charm.
Yeah.
That I feel this universe needed.
Yeah. And so I had a dilemma because I wanted to be able to enjoy this with my friend. But I also wanted him to be able to enjoy one of the other greatest pieces of Star Wars things created, which starring Ahsoka Tano. Pretty much.
Who I've seen on screen thus far.
Which there were rumors that I just kind of, when you do what I do, or do what we do, I should say, you try to avoid those things at all costs. You know what I mean? Because you want to have an authentic reaction for them.
Well, for one, it's
so I heard that she might show up, and I'm thinking, well, would that work? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure it will. Dave Filoni's involved. You know what I mean? And then I heard that, and then I know that Jon Favreau wrote every episode except one. Dave Filoni wrote the other. And then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, and they say Ahsoka's coming up. Yeah, and then I heard a rumor that Katie Sackhoff is going to be in it. And I'm thinking, well, she plays Bo-Katan's voice. But
oh, okay. That's her name then. Because, I told you she was in Longmire.
So I just was completely floored when I saw them, though. You know what I mean? And, Bo-Katan had a huge part of the Clone Wars. Okay, so she wants the Darksaber because the Darksaber is basically a symbol that would reunite Mandalorians. You know what I mean? It's like Excalibur to them. So many, many years ago, a Mandalorian became a Jedi. Like, he trained at the temple and stuff like that. And then he created the Darksaber.
Is there any reason for that? Is it kind of like, the meteorite that crashes in freaking the Silmarillion? And
I haven't read that. I heard it's a hard read, though.
Read Lord of the Rings first, and then that'll be some...
some meat for it's basically something that happened 20,000 years ago.
Okay.
Like, it's not something that I've seen. Mm-hmm. Okay? So it's just something that... So the Mandalorians eventually came...
Well, you didn't answer my question, though. Why is it dark? Why did he make that saber?
Why did he make the dark?
I don't know what makes it dark.
I don't know the technology, but a good friend of mine hates it so much, it makes me love him more.
The details.
Because it's like, dark does not work it doesn't work that way. Light doesn't work that way. So it made me and my other good friend love it more. But it's a dark saber. It's unique to that Mandalorian. It was actually being held at the temple. And there was a Jedi Mandalorian war 1,000 years ago. Mandalorians broke in the temple, stole it.
Why was it being held there?
I don't know.
Why were the Jedi being petty?
I don't know. I think maybe because they're like, hey, well, this shows that like the Mandalorian and Jedi can get along. We're holding this.
They think they would give it back.
And then the Mandalorians came and stole it because they're at war with each other. Right?
Yeah, but if you're feuding and they want to keep the peace, just fucking give it back.
I don't know.
It's a lightsaber.
Well, they weren't fighting over the lightsaber. I'll say that.
Okay.
I think that's just one thing.
It could have helped.
So the Mandalorians, to be petty, they broke in and stole it. And we're taking this back. So that stuff will be described much better than how I just described it right now. I mean, basically, so there's things it's a highly coveted item that people fight for in the Clone Wars.
Well, it's pretty cool to see Gideon with it.
Yeah, Gideon was cool with it, and Bo-Katan wants it back. Okay, understandably, she needs it to unite Mandalore. Okay, and
she thinks it will reunite Mandalore anyway.
She thinks it will, but the Mandalorians they really put a lot of stock into that thing.
Oh, she's not wearing her helmet, so it's kind of questionable who put stock in what.
Well, here's the thing. So basically, they said he was a child of the Watch, which is basically Death Watch, which is a thing that you don't know about yet. It is a crazy.
You told me though. You mentioned it in was the previous season where it revealed where he was from. Okay. You and I watched it together, and they showed up.
Oh, okay.
And you just mentioned them.
Okay, yeah. So Death Watch, they are.
That makes sense. So
she is right when she says they were a crazy extremist group. At least that's how they started. I mean, So they want to, like, their goal was to ignore the fact that they're now a pacifist planet, and they honor a Mandalorian culture and tradition, and that stuff did happen. But we're not this crazy warring race anymore. Okay. But Death Watch's goal was to bring Mandalorian back to its former glory. And that's not to say that they didn't take their helmets off, because some of them still did, like the higher ups did. Like the non-helmet thing.
The privileged ones.
Yeah, so like from what I understand, like the non-helmet thing is part of like the religious aspect of it. You know what I mean? Who like I'm a Mandalorian, and like basically when they're fighting and it's a creed. And when they're fighting and they're killing and they're doing their job, they almost have this sense of like divinity. You know what I mean? Like they don't believe they're gods.
I just think it seems like it's like a Judge Dredd.
I haven't seen it.
Well, the idea is that you don't take your fucking helmet off.
Yeah,
that's protocol. Like you keep that motherfucker on. And Carl Urban, Billy Butcher.
Yeah, well, I do love Carl Urban.
He's badass in Judge Dredd too. And
I heard that movie was like the best movie that no one saw.
He keeps that helmet on the whole fucking movie. He never takes it off. So you get that classic jaw look, and he's just it's great.
So, but like
it reminds me of that.
But Mandalorian believes if he takes it off, he's disgraced. He can never put it back on, and he can't not walk the Mandalorian way ever again.
Okay, yeah, he's a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little
out there.
Well, I mean, okay, I'm sorry. He can't take it off in front of people. He takes it off to eat. He takes it off when he's by himself.
He takes it off in front of droids, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I wonder if that leaves a door open to later on in the season if he starts to learn that a lot of these beliefs codes that I'm following now are based off some of these really, because he doesn't even know the history of Mandalore. I mean, he thinks that like
he just knows what the Death Watch.
Totally. Yeah. But like the sect the sect that we saw in season 1 with the weapon forger lady, like they didn't remind me of Death Watch in any way. So I don't
have enough experience with them, because even the Death Watch, when you see them in the first season, they don't seem like a bunch of hard cases.
Yeah, they saved that kid. Yeah. So so I was exposed to some of the bad stuff with them. I'm sure like those people.
Where did you see
who
the
were
bad stuff?
in that covet? What's it called? The Mandalorian covet. It's like a word that they use for hiding, and they're all together.
Well, hang on a minute, because we're getting COVID, which is a current
pandemic. And
covenant. No, covenant. It's an enclave.
Yeah. Okay. It's an enclave.
No.
So that they seem to be honorable warriors. Okay. I mean, he had a little run-in with that one big Jack guy.
Yeah, the dude with the big.
Yeah, but eventually he came back and said, "This is the way." He started helping him escape.
Well, there's
So
those guys seemed a lot more like I want to be friends with those guys more than these 3 assholes that showed up on this ship.
Well, yeah.
They seem like assholes.
The other 2, I don't know. At least I don't think I know them. Maybe they look younger.
Well, she's a little more charismatic, obviously, because she's supposed to be the leader.
Yeah, she's Katie Sackhoff, and she's been in the series for a long, long time.
But the other 2 seem like assholes. So, because the way they're looking at him.
Oh,
like that.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm not the actors and actresses. Like, I don't fucking know them, but it's like the way they're looking at this guy, which they're doing their jobs well.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be, they look like jerks.
Yeah.
That's what they look like.
Yeah.
But
so the clan that we saw, the Enclave on Tatoo, not Tatoo, well, they're from the first season.
Okay, go ahead.
They don't seem like the really violent extremist group that I've seen in the Clone Wars. But you can imagine, they're going to Death Watch, they're going to have these certain codes and ideals, and that's going to split off, and that's going to split off.
You're telling me that the Death Watch, they appear in Clone Wars at some point.
They do appear in Clone Wars. So, I'll just say that Bo-Katan's character, she also was involved with Death Watch at one point. But Mandalorian, like when we see them in the Clone Wars, like they were a part of the Imperial Senate. They had
when they are
they're part of the Republic. Yeah, or they were neutral, I should say, but they had a representative on the Senate as well, which happens to be Bo-Katan's sister.
And that's
so she was like the leader of Mandalore.
Like Toydarians were neutral.
Yeah. So, but like they're basically at civil war because there's a huge growing faction to say, hey, we want to. This pacifist shit sucks. We need to restore the former glory. Yeah. You know what I mean? So. That's so my dilemma, everyone, is I want Zakk to be able to enjoy this, and I want him to, but I also want him to be pleasantly surprised in the Clone Wars. So I've been a little murky.
There's going to be overlap.
Yeah,
you can't help that, especially at this stage and how I haven't kept up with it. There's not going to be help. Nobody's going to be able to help that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I'm not good at being in the middle either. I'm in the middle of it, in the thick of it, trying to consume all this knowledge, or I live under a rock.
No, yeah, so that's how it is. So I've told him enough, I think, to get by, so he can enjoy both. Okay, but the thing is, yes.
Well, also though too, I don't just enjoy
things that
the story and like those elements. Yeah, I do enjoy a genuine surprise.
Okay, well, shit.
But that has not happened to me since like Westworld in a film.
Okay.
Yeah. Westworld, the first season, is the first show that legitimately has surprised me. Yeah. In the culmination of the story at the end.
Yeah, yeah.
And the timing, how they messed with the time and all that shit. It was
that was very
well done.
Very well
and
done.
So Star Wars, I mean, there's a lot of shit that seems easy to predict, but what I really enjoy about Star Wars is the conceptualizing, the world building.
Yeah, the characters.
And also a lot of the themes.
Yeah. Well, the hero's journey.
A lot of the screenplay shit and a lot of the funny little things and all like that. I don't always enjoy all that stuff. Yeah. Because it's always it can be corny, but it's supposed to be, and I understand that. But what I like is, there's a lot of action that's well done. There's a lot of...
Yeah, the action in this was pretty damn good.
In this show, the production is so well done.
Oh, yeah.
They get the atmosphere right. Everything about this show, the actors, the actresses, even the story itself, which I don't usually go for. I don't know. I can't say that. The original trilogy, I love the story. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. You get lost in... I just... spout off random shit that flows through here.
No, that's why we're here, man. So, yeah, dude, okay, so I guess taking...
I just don't want to run down the story too much because I don't want anybody to think I just don't like the story.
No, of course.
But what really stands out to me the most
is the OT.
Yeah, well, not just the OT, but just...
Well, there's good stuff in all of it, but the OT is your favorite.
The old trilogy, this might be my favorite.
This is very good. Yeah.
This might be my favorite now because it's not... The old trilogy really nailed the Jedi, Sith... Even though they never mentioned the word Sith. Yeah. But...
it was in the book, but yeah.
Return of the Jedi. Well, yeah, but they really nailed that concept of, the good and evil, the redemption story, the father and son.
Father and sons. That's one of the great things about the OT is a father and son.
And the prequel trilogy, they got a lot more of the Flash. Yeah. That was the flash and bang that he wanted, and that's fine. There were some great actors in it. Yeah. That you had Christopher Lee and
He's great.
Which was cool, though. The prequel trilogy had Christopher Lee, who I'm a big fan of.
He's one of your top 10 dudes, right?
He is. And then you had, I said it one of the other times we've recorded, but his friend Peter Cushing in the original trilogy. Yeah. And they were good friends.
Oh, that's interesting.
In real life. So it's cool that Peter Cushing was in the original and then Duke Lee was in the prequel trilogy. So it's really cool to see that. Mm-hmm. And Ian McKellen might have been on the outs, or Ian McDermott, sorry. Yeah. Not Gandalf.
I was like, man, I missed him. And I do love Ian McDermott, and he's great as well. And I think I said this before. I was at Star Wars Celebration. I was from here. I was 10 feet away from Ian McDermott, and they were doing questions for 30 minutes. They fucking kept skipping me, going with little kids. Oh. But I was I want to say, what was it like to work with the great Christopher Lee? Because
he maybe met Peter. Well, I don't know. Was he really involved in the old trilogy at that point where Cushing was?
So the first time that Ian McDermott was in episode 6. Yeah. Yeah, he's on 5. And
I was just wondering if Peter Cushing's dead. That time, was he dead by that time?
Oh, I mean, the character was, and I imagine.
Well, I know, but I mean, would they? They're both top tier British actors, so I was just wondering if maybe they. I'll look it up.
I'm not sure. Yeah, because I think at the time Peter Cushing was much bigger, and then.
Well, he may have been, but I'm just saying,
and then you make
it's a small island, man.
You're right. So it is. So taking it from the top here, so they're limping on the Trask. They have no hyperspace. Dang Ferric, the guidance system is broken. So now we need to do a manual reentry, which was a great little action set piece as well.
It was in probably no way similar, except for the amusement of it. But when he tipped over after he finally made the landing, and the ship just fucking rolled over into the water.
That was funny.
It reminded me of Jack Sparrow when he comes rolling in on that ship at the beginning of Pirates of the Caribbean.
I haven't seen him in so long, but that type of humor.
Well, he just kind of rolls in. And he just it looks like he's standing on the top of this main mast. Yeah. And then you just find out it's just the fucking ship sinking. And he just steps off of it onto the dock. That's funny. And it's a little more... He had a little more, charisma in that. Whereas Mandalorian's like, oh, fuck. And rolls off into the water.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're on this... Trask is this water port fisherman planet from what we've seen. I mean, Star Wars, they have a very George when he created the mythology, like they have like this very like you see a desert planet that's a fucking one big desert. You see a city planet that's one big city.
Yeah, kind of.
Hoth is just a one big ass fucking
goddamn indoor, one big fucking forest. You know what I mean?
So, but the books flesh out the fact that that's not always the case. There's a body of water on Coruscant. They have a night and day cycle. There's, there's different things, but when we see this planet, we do see like, okay, it is definitely a large body of water on it. It's more like Alderaan or Naboo or something like that.
Naboo is actually, seemed diversified. It was just
just
rolling hills and shit.
Naboo's gorgeous. Alderaan was gorgeous. This seemed kind of like had land, it had water, but definitely a lot of water.
Like you said, Hoth.
Yeah,
fucking
just snow,
snow, gold.
So and we had the Mon Calamari and the Corran. Okay, I'm very sure they're called the Corran.
Well, that reminds me of
like the tentacle guys.
The micro series, Tartakovsky's micro series. Mm-hmm. Wasn't there a thing on their planet where they were fighting? Yeah, there was.
Well, yeah. So I do know that they're both from Mon Cal, right? Even though Mon Cal is called something else, I can't remember what it's called. But everyone who's not from Mon Cal calls Mon Cal Mon Cal. It's called something else. It's like one. It's like one. It's like
one word.
Yeah, it's called 1, 2. When you're saying word syllable, it's like a one syllable word. Okay. So they're from Mon Cal, and they both were warring with each other.
I remember that. Well, and then that episode in the micro series was based on Mon Cal.
Okay.
It must have been. That's my assumption.
Yeah.
Because there was, the Mon Calamari fighting the Corran and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe.
And the Corran looked great. The Mon Cal looked great. That was cool.
Jedi Corran? Was there a Corran that was a Jedi? Or was there one that was some kind of a fish person?
I can't remember, but I've seen more than you have, and I can say that there is.
I meant in the micro series, but
I can't remember. I'd like to watch it again with you.
We need to watch it because I haven't seen it in so long.
It would almost be a fresh reaction for me, I have to say.
It would be for me because I remember bits and pieces, but I just don't remember a lot of cool moments.
Yeah.
And even so, like when Grievous first shows up.
Yeah, he's great.
That was a badass introduction for a character that was very much less badass when he was on big screen.
Yeah.
So, like all of a sudden he's a goofball.
So we had this touching reunion with Frog Lady and Frog Man. That was cool. The Frog Lady is played by the person who played Quill, who was Yugnaught in the first season. Yeah. We had this touching reunion. That was cool. And then so he said, "Hey, where's the Mandalorians?" He's like, "Oh, they're at that inn," which is like a bar. He goes there. They sit down, and we have what we saw in the first season, the currency for Mon Cal, because Imperial credits aren't the widely used currency anymore. That system has collapsed.
Nothing to back it.
So we had calamari flan.
They look like soap bars. Like little things of soap.
And then we had Hose Chowder.
Yeah.
He pulls that thing down like, hey, this place is busy. If you're going to take both these seats, you got to order something.
Yeah. It's like fucking soft serve ice cream.
Yeah. I thought we were like going to Olive Gardens, top tier restaurant.
You think about, imagine finding that in real life, like how fucking nasty that shit would be, as far as...
I love chowder, but that coming out of that nasty, look like gasoline hose, dude.
That's what I'm saying. It reminds me of at work. We have, hydraulic and, engine oil hoses that hang down from the ceiling.
Yeah, dude, that was just disgusting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a bit much.
Yeah.
I didn't, but honestly, it didn't disgust me. I thought it was a cool thing to see.
No, it was cool. It was
a cool thing to see, but yeah, if you had one, you go down.
When you're world building, you want to see like dirty, disgusting things sometimes.
You do because it adds a touch, a dash of genuine.
Yeah,
to that world.
Exactly.
So,
yeah, I mean,
and you're not going to go down to the Outer Banks and roll up to a seafood restaurant. They pipe in fucking clam chowder out of a hose from the ceiling, But
and what's so great about this is a lot of people. When Dave Filoni, who worked in the prequel era, huge Star Wars fan. Like, he was pretty adamant about so the OT trilogy was like this dirty, used universe. You know why? It's because it is older than it was during the prequel trilogy when the Empire was running, when the Republic was running everything smoothly. And the Empire took over, made everything black and white.
Well, cool.
And this place and then this show has shown it's got that old T look, but it's even older.
Well, do they have...
You know what I mean? So, like, George made a pretty conscious decision to not make it look dirty and used up. And then OT was dirty and used up. And in this... Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are doing it, and it looks even more dirty and more used up, and we're seeing more of the frontier. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like,
which
did
is cool.
George plan that out, or is that the way that it's just been worked into the series?
No, yeah, like he planned out the prequel trilogy when the Jedi were at their prime, and the Republic was ruling everything.
So, but, I mean,
Like there's this internal.
I know with the OT though.
Yeah, there's this internal decay because the prequels are about the Jedi being failures.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean, and how they're corrupt, and everything looks shiny and new and pretty, and there's Nubian cruisers, there's big cities, but it's decaying. Yeah. And the Sith have been planning that for a millennia. Palpatine has been engineering this for decades, and then it all falls apart. And then there's people who believe, especially when you read the books, when the Empire came, now there's stability. Now all these people who used to come and raid my village, they don't come anymore because the Empire's here.
Okay.
So there's believers out there. So yeah, I know this has nothing to do with the episode, but then now we're further removed from those events. You think, oh hey, Luke, the Alliance has won, the Empire's dead, but no, like now there's
factions.
There's factions, and there's factions of the Empire,
warlords, and shit.
And in a previous episode, we saw Trapper Wolf and the other guy, whatever his name is, say, hey, these are trying times.
Was it Carter or something? Or
might have been, yeah.
Carson?
He said, like, you should be under arrest, but these are trying times. So it's not perfect, yeah. Just because the Death Star blew up, just like we saw in episode 1 of season 2, like as soon as the Death Star blew up,
goddamn miners.
Yeah, like the Empire. Yeah, like after that, like if any protection that planet had, any kind of thing where the Imperials were there protecting things, yeah, they came in and the miners came and killed everyone, enslaved people, and then of course we had the great, your guy from Justified take Boba Fett's armor.
Oh, Timothy Oliphant.
Yeah,
well, yeah.
Yeah, so it all connects so
for
well.
His town and,
yeah,
and it worked out.
So back to where we were. So basically, they say, "Hey, I know where the Mandalorians are. It's a few hours sail that way. Come with me." Oh, hey, there's a Mamcor. I think I could be mispronouncing a Mamcor here. Let's watch it eat.
I knew the minute they opened that up, somebody was getting knocked into that fucking thing.
It was
okay. Yeah. I didn't expect it to be the baby.
That was pretty.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
But I knew someone was getting thrown into this. I knew these goddamn dirty sounding squid-faced motherfuckers.
Fucking cords.
Are going to be doing some dirty shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No one can look like Cthulhu without acting like Cthulhu. Okay. So
you're right.
Except I guess one exception.
Yeah.
All right.
So the Mamcor, the way it swallowed, it was so disturbing. Ugh.
Yeah,
I felt so bad.
Well, it just reminds me of the damn Sarlacc.
A little bit, yeah.
When they redid the original trilogy before they added when they added all the CG shit.
Yeah,
it had those kind of teeth.
It did. Yeah, I remember that.
It wasn't just the big beak.
Yeah.
No. They added a beak. That's what it was.
They just added the beak.
Before it was just a big hole. With
it was just a hole. Yeah.
And then they added the fucking beak that came out. And did
but Ralph McQuarrie, he did the spider thing, which also had that tubular mouth come with the teeth.
Yeah, he must have a thing for the disturbing saw teeth.
Yeah, so it seems consistent with this Ralph McQuarrie type feel. But yeah, and then we see, oh my god, and then he would have been dead probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was drowning. We're gonna be rich boys. Are poking him. They deserve to die.
The Beskar's ours.
They're lucky they died so quick too. I would have. Dude, oh my god. So bo-katan of Clan Kreese, they came with the other two people. I wrote down their names: Axe Woves and Casca Reeves. Okay, yeah, bo-katan of the Clone Wars and Rebels. That was great to see her in live action. I know you haven't seen her, but it was great that she was actually Katie Sackhoff as well. She had a great presence, I thought, when she took off her helmet. Her armor looked great, and she just looked great, and it looked consistent with what we saw with Clone Wars in terms of...
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Them dropping the information of, hey, you're a child of the Watch, they're one of them. You know what I mean? But it appears, I think...
Well, it's nice to know that because at first
there's an
they're
answer.
All taking their helmets off. And he's like, what the fuck, lady?
Yeah, and of course, you've seen... Yeah, I mean, I've always been exposed to Mandalorians taking their helmet off. You know what I mean? So, a lot of people wanted answers.
I mean, you saw Django, I guess, do it.
Yeah.
But
did
he do it that often around other people? He did it around his son.
Yeah.
Did he ever have it off around others though? I'm sure.
Yeah, Obi-Wan. Where he said, "I was recruited by a man called Tyrannus."
Oh.
Yeah. He took it off.
I was hired by a man called Tyrannus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, he definitely took it off. And Clone Wars, they take it all the time. So it's just people wanted answers for that, and it was like, oh, well, there's different...
Because Boba Fett never did in the old trilogy.
No, he never did, no.
But you only saw him 3 times, so...
Yeah.
4, if you count the carbonite scene.
Yeah, I think that there was this there's this what's it called? Basically, this internal conflict when he's being confronted with the fact that, hey, your beliefs are kind of based off this.
He's got a moral conundrum.
Yeah, he flew off like fuck it. You know what I mean? But then and they're probably thinking like, hey, this guy, he's one of those crazy ass zealots. Yeah. Okay, he's like a minority faction. Anyway, so he gets jumped by the brother of that one Corrin. Yeah. Hey, you killed my brother.
Who's also in the subtitles named Corrin. Well, he's called Corrin.
Okay.
They're all Corrin.
Yeah. He was outnumbered, which doesn't mean too much to the Mandalorian. He was outnumbered.
I know, but I don't know. That scene, like they fly in again and do the same thing again. Mm-hmm. So to me, it seemed that was my only complaint about this episode is it seemed repetitive in that point.
Okay.
But I got nothing else to say bad about it because I really like the series.
Yeah.
It's just like that was like, oh, come on.
Yeah, you're right. They kind of fly in again. Yeah, or at least maybe fly in after he kicks some ass first.
Yeah, I mean, both scenes, he's like, oh, fuck. And then they drop in.
But I definitely think after their previous confrontation, it was a little quick. I can imagine there's something. I guess he did drop the child off, I think. No, he didn't have the child at that point. No, he still did. He still did
because he's like, I won't kill your pet.
Yeah. So they came in. It was like, okay, you guys are okay. You saved my life twice. I'm trying to find my people. Yeah, they're like, oh, that Imperial Gazanti freighter. Help us steal the weapons. He goes to the tadpole. He goes to the people. We see the tadpole hatch. That was cool.
Yeah.
And I love what he says, like, I want you to be on your best behavior.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
That was good.
And just that whole scene with Titus Welliver, who I love. I've seen him in quite a few things. You've seen him in a few things, too. He was great. And he just reminded me of, like, especially, like, the new books as well, like, how Imperials are.
Well, he captures that feeling you get from Admiral... Was it Piet from the old trilogy? Like that kind of even though he didn't sound British at all. Yeah, but he had that kind of stuck-up air to him.
No, yeah, exactly. In the book, there is a book I read, one of the best books ever. I think that's I can't remember what it's called.
All I know is that their collars must be really tight because they're always usually like this.
Yeah,
but I know they're just trying to get that stuck-up look, but.
Yeah,
they're all like, God damn this.
Basically, the idea is like when you rise in the ranks, like you're working all the time, and there's a certain propriety to you. Like they don't even eat or drink regular food. They drink these little crappy,
protein shakes.
These little shakes that give them everything they need. You know what I mean? So like that's Imperial's like, oh, I don't eat that. You know what I mean? Like the mess hall.
Not that guy that got fucking choked for showing up too soon in the Hoth system or too close to it.
Yeah,
his ass didn't look like he just got shakes.
Maybe he ate a lot of them.
He traded for them.
Yeah, he was losing that battle with his belt.
You gonna finish that shake?
Yeah.
Maybe it.
Yeah.
No, I mean...
Yeah, and then of course we had the Darksaber, which we talked about a little bit earlier. She needed it back. She wants to rule Mandalore. She wants to unite her people. Moff Gideon has it. I don't know why either Moff Gideon has it.
Well, I'm glad that I was able to watch Breaking Bad. Mm-hmm. Before the show.
You can appreciate him a lot more.
I appreciate Gideon more.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Giancarlo
Esposito?
Esposito or Espinito? Something like that?
Espinito. I can't remember now. But, I really like him.
Yeah.
And he has a lot of presence as an actor.
He's great.
I mean, I liked him more as Gus.
Great. Gus is great.
He had a certain nuanced thing, whereas in this, he's trying to be that puffed out chest Imperial, you know what I mean? Like he's a man of authority.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that suave that Gus did.
Well, you didn't own the chicken.
They're different characters. They're different characters. I know. But I think Gus carried him more in a powerful role than Gideon does.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is Star Wars evil. You know what I mean? It's a little different.
Well, I get it. But I mean, like he's standing there after he cuts open a hole in the TIE fighter. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Like it's just something a little different about that role for him, even though I still like him. Mm-hmm. That I don't know, Gus overshadows. Yeah, and that's how I am with roles because I don't just differentiate them. I look at the actor as his other roles and his career.
No, yeah, of course. I love the scene where they were fighting, just obliterating these stormtroopers. I think Mando, Din Djarin really earned the respect of the other guys by like tanking through the hallway.
He just fucking runs in there.
Yeah, they saw, okay, this guy can fight. He's a warrior, and he's committed to like this mission. Okay.
Yeah, like with these goddamn troopers,
this is after we altered the deal.
But these troopers that can just, pick off Quill When he's,
Well, they're on
when
speeder bikes.
They're moving and he's moving. And mounted shooting is very difficult to accomplish. But they can't hit a fucking, a cactus or something like that they're shooting at in another episode. And in this episode, they're all hitting nothing but his armor. Anyone that shoots him when he's running at them is just hitting his armor. But his armor has such big gaps in it. Like his fucking forearm from there up is open.
Yeah.
And there's portions of his thighs and shit like that that are open.
I imagine since they don't really confront people with Beskar very often, they're trained to aim for this kill zone, which is kind of right here.
You're right. It's probably like, a general area.
Yeah.
Center of mass.
So it's probably...
Except they're not just hitting the center of mass.
There was like a 3-second deal where oh, shit. You know what I mean?
No, I know, but just...
Yeah.
I mean, these guys just... Overall, it's just it's a conundrum in Star Wars.
Yeah,
Because
I mean, there's...
I get it. The bad guys just... They can't shoot that well. Because then the good guy would die and you wouldn't have a story.
Well, yeah.
So they can't be that good of a shot.
Yeah.
But these guys are good shots in areas, and only when it matters.
Well, there's definitely different factions of, like, there's Death Troopers, there are, and there's, like, Imperial Snipers. Like, there are people who eventually get to the point where they go,
Who are good.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And I would say that out of the million Stormtroopers, there's probably good ones and bad ones.
Well, you're right. I mean, there's probably a majority that... I mean, they were still hitting him.
Yeah.
But it's just, to me, that many laser bolts are hitting this guy who's not entirely covered with armor. And, and it always happens that only the Beskar gets hit. And it's like, Beskar's awesome because, look, the laser bolts are reflecting off him.
Yeah.
It's like, motherfucker, he's not completely covered,
Yeah.
At least walk away with an injury.
No, I get that. Yeah, I get that.
I'm divulging. It's a rabbit hole.
It would be great if he got singed somewhere. Yeah, I mean...
Just some effect of showing that, Beskar's awesome, but...
Yeah.
Whatever. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm going down a rabbit hole. Continue.
But he's running down. He tanked that. I think you earned the respect of them as well. But then, they got into the cockpit, and Titus, that Imperial, he had like that Cold War cyanide pill thing.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the Nazis, World War II. Could be Cold War II.
Cold War, they definitely do it as well.
The Russians and shit.
Yeah.
I get that. I just reminded me immediately of all the Nazis that killed themselves with cyanide pills.
Yeah.
When they lost the war.
And then, so Ahsoka Tano, do you believe she really shows up? Do you think it's that Ahsoka Tano?
Well, I think it'd be a very good addition to this series if they're going to bring the Jedi into it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think it would be a mistake to do it. Yeah,
so right now we know Luke is probably... They're still trying to piece together the New Republic, and they have Coruscant, they have all the main internal worlds in the Inner Rim. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's trying times. But he's trying to build a Jedi Order, and if Ahsoka's still around, how does she come into play into that? And I mean, you don't know what happens in the story, so it's just people who know what I've seen, I'm really interested in because I think it'd be great. If he somehow got involved, even though it wouldn't make sense, he somehow met Luke later on, or something like that. He's going to go to Ahsoka now. There's no way she's in the next episode. It's got to be the episode after that. I'm calling it now.
Well, I mean, how many episodes are in this?
I don't know, but I know Dave Filoni writes the one after the next one.
Oh.
And I know, you got to have a boss fight or something, right, before her. You got to.
Well,
yeah, I mean, there's probably 10 episodes, right? So I don't think she's going to be in episode 4.
No, it's going to be...
It's going to be 5 or 6.
It's going to be a minute.
It's going to, he's still got to go to that planet. Yeah, I mean, took forever to get to this crappy planet.
Yeah, well, it's nice, though, because you have that journey.
I like the journey.
You're not just
as opposed to what people say, I enjoy the one-offs. I enjoy...
They can complain about the grind all they want.
I like the grind.
But the grind is good because, it's what made... When you're world building and you're trying to introduce atmosphere, you're not just like, whoa, there's a big fucking monster, here's the bad guy, we killed him, we saved the day, let's go.
No, you're right.
I mean, and with some philosophical mumbo jumbo in between.
No, you're right.
It's not, if you want a fast fix,
then
I don't know.
Then you suck. You're miserable. You're a miserable person.
Go watch an abridged version.
Yeah. So and then of course we had I gave you 1,000 credits. And this is all you did. And he just handed him his little iPad.
To sign off for it.
So that was funny. And it's held together by fishnets and ropes. He's like, Mon Calamari. I can't imagine. That thing flies, but yeah.
Or it takes off into hyperspace later and the goddamn piece of it flops off.
Yeah, so is the hull still unpressurized or what?
It might be pressurized, but it's just barely so, maybe.
It's just when you're space traveling, that just seems so dangerous,
It's flyable, that's what
That's pretty much all I have. I mean, this is like the biggest episode of this show so far for me. I loved it in terms of like the episode itself, and of course the world building, and then also moving like the main plot forward. Did all three things really well, I thought.
Well, yeah, because I mean, he's traveling. He's trying to piece together where the Mandalorians are, and trying to piece together where he can take the child, and that's not just like somebody's going to run into this with that one person that just happens to know. I mean, he's tracking it down. He's running down the story. He's following leads. You know, I mean, it's not like, you know, it's going to be easy.
No, yeah, you're right.
I mean, Luke had Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan told him to go to Yoda, and which planet Yoda was on.
Yeah.
You know, it was that simple for Luke.
Yeah.
You know, the Mandalorian is not Luke Skywalker. He's not the son of the chosen one. He's not this guy that everyone's just going to hand answers to because he needs to get the job done. Most people don't care about the Force of the Jedi.
Or they don't know about it, they don't believe in it.
They don't believe in it. So he's trying to he's from some sect that is...
So it's just, like the Force is basically like, okay, hey, God be with you. But then it's just like what we say now, right? Or Godspeed. But then, like, they're like Jesus' disciples walking around, and they're going around healing and shit. Like, oh, shit, you can do that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, oh, okay.
And the Mandalorians are their own secret sect that nobody...
Yeah, and they're you know what I mean? They have civil wars, they have their own factions.
So you have this little group of people that nobody believes in, and this other little group of people that either everybody's fucking scared shitless of, or nobody believes in or ever sees. You don't see either group, and they're trying to find each other, and no one ever sees any of them.
The big question a lot of people have is like, why wouldn't Din Djarin, if he was this hardcore Mandalorian, know about the wars with the Jedi? And it's just because he was, I don't want to say brainwashed, but he was raised by a faction that gave him a certain code and only gave him a certain amount of the world, where he never knew about him, didn't know about, probably he was told, oh, stay away from Mandalore. He didn't know about their pacifist history. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, and it's like...
Which makes sense. You know, but also I wonder if, like, as time goes on, we'll see the actor, be able to take his helmet off every once in a while.
Where he kind of can get to the point where he's more at peace.
Yeah.
With the fact that, the way is not just his way.
Yeah.
Or the Death Watch way.
Yeah.
He
creates his own way. Yeah.
He could, but if the creed doesn't mean exactly what he thought it meant. So does he become more like Django? Yeah, Django. I'm getting both movies stuck.
Django and Django.
Fucking me up. But
does
he become more like Django, or Django's like,
if he finds out more about it with that, you have this crisis of faith type situation.
Yeah. I mean, it becomes more than just a creed in the words.
Yeah.
It becomes... It's the way of life.
Yeah, I know people who had crisis of faith and they still continue to live that certain way because they're like, oh, I still grew up this way. I still, like 95% of this stuff that I used to do when I had this belief still works really well for me. So I'm still going to operate under that because of the morality of a lot of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But I'm so excited. What can Ahsoka bring to the show? I mean, she was like the most, her and Rex were like the most hated character when they first started, and you're seeing that journey now. Yeah. And all I can tell you is like she's one of my favorite characters ever now.
Okay.
So who's playing her? I don't know. But I think that's it, guys. Anything else to say?
That's all I got. Till next time. Definitely looking forward to another episode.
Hell yeah.
The show is badass.
Yeah, guys, make sure you check out our Clone Wars and Rick and Morty reactions as well, and the Boys. It's coming very soon. All right, see ya.
Thank you guys for hanging in there for us. This is a great fucking show.
Nick's not on life support. Hanging in there. Thank you for hanging in there.
Thank you for hanging in there. Check it on next week,
Yeah.
Okay. That's a Boys reference.
Like and subscribe.
All right, like and subscribe. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
If not,
click the notifications.
It's pretty simple.